Hey there, academic besties. Welcome back to another Soulful Study Sunday episode. Now, if there's one thing that we all know for sure is that we cannot get time back or make more of it. So it is imperative that you make use of every precious little second doing one of two things. Things that absolutely light you up, bring you joy, and make life worth living. Or two, working on the things, the tasks, the skills that are going to move us closer to our personal goals. And as a college student, one of those personal goals is college success. Am I right? So if you follow the tips that I'm going to be giving you in this video, you're going to have all the time management tools that you're going to need in order to optimize your study time so that you're spending just enough time studying to get the grades it is that you want, and all of the other time you can spend it doing the things that you absolutely love. Now, before I even get into the tips that I'm going to be giving you in this video, I have to address the question that I absolutely know that I'm going to get in the comments, which is, Clarissa, which planner do you recommend? Should I go digital or should I go old school and stick with a paper and a pen planner? And my response to that is I don't freaking know. Planners are a super personal thing. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to suggest anything because of the fact that planners are serious business, especially here on YouTube. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys comment below and give your opinion on what the best planner has been for you, why you like it, and so that way everybody has a place to kind of go to where they can pick out their favorite planner. Now, what I will say is that I have two guidelines that I go off when I pick my planner, and that is, number one is that it has to have an hour by hour view so that I can actually see where my time is going every single day. And two is it has to have an area where I can do a brain dump of everything that's going on in my mind that's causing me overwhelm, and those things have to be on the same page. And that's what I use as a guideline for picking out my planners. So now that that's addressed, let's get into how I plan my day. So the first thing that you want to do is go ahead and take out your planner and again, look at the hour by hour view. Now, before you freak out, if you don't have an hour by hour view in your planner, use the most attractive quality that any girl can have, and that is resourcefulness. Just like one of my students in Rocket College who printed out a version of an hour by hour view and stuck it inside of her planner. You can also write it in if your planner doesn't have it. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and pencil in every activity, every appointment, every class that is set in stone. If you don't know things that are set in stone, here are some examples. Great. So now that you have that in your planner, you should clearly know now how much time you actually have to get in a study session. It should be all of the white space that you have left over after you've scheduled in your classes, your appointments, your work schedule, and any meetings that are at a specific time on a specific day. Now, the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and break down your day into 3 different types of session. Session number 1, we're calling a study session. This is where you get any of these learning activities done. Reading, writing notes, quizzing yourself, researching for papers, writing papers. These are going to be 2 to 3 hour blocks where you spend working on your coursework. And you're going to schedule in 1 to 2 of these sessions per day, Monday through Sunday. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is that you're not going to be studying for 3 hours straight. That's something important because our brain doesn't work well that way. Our brain doesn't remember things properly that way. But instead, during that 2 to 3 hour session, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be studying for 50 minutes, focus, undistracted, phone turned off, study mode. You're going to take a 10 to 15 minute break, and you're going to repeat this 2 to 3 more times within that block. So once you have those scheduled into your week, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to schedule in some freedom sessions. Now, these freedom sessions are built in to stop you from getting overwhelmed, from burning out, and from not having any fun while you're in college. These are sessions that are 3 hours long or more that you're gonna spend doing whatever your little heart desires. So the way that I have most of my students schedule this out is that they can pick 2 half days, usually Saturday and Sunday, where they're not working on anything related to school, and instead they're spending time on their hobbies, hanging out with their friends, going out for the night, and enjoying everything that life has to offer. You can choose to have this on the weekend, or you can choose these 3+ hour sessions any day of the week. But what this means is that every other day you are hardcore working on school work, so that when you actually have those freedom sessions, you can enjoy it and not feel guilty about what it is that you're not working on, because there's a plan in place and a time that you're actually going to get those things done. Now, the third type of session that you're going to have is what I call adulting sessions. And this is where you do adult things like call your mom, or do laundry, or go grocery shopping if you live in an apartment off campus. It's where you do adulting activities. So these adulting sessions are an hour long, and you can spread them out throughout the week, or if you prefer, you can chunk them together so it's a full 3-hour block some day during the week that you're going to focus on getting all your errands done and getting everything done that you have to do as part of being an adult. So you should have a pretty detailed schedule at this point. And if you notice, one of the things that I did not have you do is I didn't have you pencil in into that study session exactly what you're going to be working on. And that is because things can change on a day-to-day basis. You might not feel like writing a paper on Monday, and you might want to write it on Tuesday instead. Maybe Monday you feel like reading. One of the reasons why I don't have you get that specific is because of the fact that things happen, and you have to have a study schedule that is flexible. So now that you know when your study sessions are going to be, now you know when your free time is going to be, and now you know when you're going to get all of the other things that you have to do as a human being done, what are you actually doing during your study sessions? Well, I already alluded to the fact that you're going to be doing one of the learning activity buckets that are outlined here. You're also going to be working on the study routine that I helped you develop in the past few videos. Now, you can go check those out if you don't remember how to create a study routine. But when you have 4 and 5 classes, how do you know what to work on when? Well, I'm going to give you my strategy for prioritizing assignments. Now, you can do this one of 2 ways. You can have a pre-made schedule where you work on certain tasks on certain days of the week. For example, Mondays are your reading days for chemistry. Tuesdays are the days that you work on problem sets for your statistics class and your chemistry class. Wednesday is when you work on your reading assignment and your paper writing for your English class. And Thursdays are when you do catch-up work. You can set it up that way, or what you can do is you can just have your study sessions blocked out, and you pick what you work on based off of these guidelines. Number 1 is taking a look at what's due first. In my opinion, first things should get done first. So you should have a list of things that you have to get done this semester or this week, and you're going to base when you work on them depending on what's coming up first. Now, what happens if you have 2 things that are due on the same day, or 2 exams that you have to study for on the same day? Well, my strategy is this. You spend most of your time studying, preparing, and working on the thing that is worth more. Because if you get a C on an assignment that's worth 5% of your grade, it's not going to have that big of an impact on your overall grade at the end of the semester. However, if you wait to the last minute to write a paper that's worth 40% of your grade and you end up with a C on it, that's going to have a huge impact on your grade at the end of the semester. So if you have things that are due on the same day, spend most of your time working on whatever is worth more. Now, the third guideline to follow is what's going to take a lot of effort, what's going to take a lot of time. If you're really good at math and it takes you 20 minutes to get through a problem set, however, you're not that great of a reader, you're not that great of a note taker, then you want to make sure that you schedule things where you have a lot of time to work on the things that you're not so great at, or that you know it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. You're going to work and try to schedule those things as soon as possible. While the things that you can get done like that, you might wait until the last minute, as long as it's not, a huge percent of your grade, or as long as it's not due like 10 minutes before, it's due. So those are my guidelines for prioritizing assignments. And that's how I create a study schedule. And that's how I teach the students that I work with one-on-one to create their study schedule. Now, if you want more detail on this, what I've done for you is I've set this up on my blog using Trello. And I'm actually going to be walking you through that in a video that you can get for free and download a template of how to set this up. And if you choose to use Trello, you'll have a step-by-step video that's going to walk you through how to set this up in Trello. However, if you are a paper and a pen person, then what you'll learn is how to apply this strategy in real time so that you can follow along with me. So if you have any questions on how to create a study schedule, make sure that you go ahead and you leave them in the comment section below. And in the description box below, you're going to have a direct link to that video that walks you through how to set up this study schedule in real time, and you'll have the Trello template to download. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Bye. I hope you enjoyed the episode of Soulful Study Sunday you just watched. I have so many more study skills and practical college advice in the Rock at College system, a step-by-step blueprint for creating your own study system. Get better grades without the stress, overwhelm, and lack of social life over at rockatcollege.com.